Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. And yes, we are less than 1 day out from a very solid WWE Premium Live event. The last one on Peacock. And it was a pretty decent one. Some meh, some very good. Overall, a very solid Premium Live event. And yeah, let's get into it. We're going to be reviewing the whole show right now. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications for more WWE content. And yeah, let's get right into this. Okay, so Clash in Paris. A PLE which gave a lot, was very entertaining. And first of all, before we get into the matches, I want to talk about the crowd and, the arena, all of that. The crowd was excellent, right from the start. This crowd was exceptional. I mean, they were loud throughout the whole night, chanting all this. We knew this was going to happen, but 30,000, it was a very good crowd, very loud. And yeah, and the event, it felt big. It felt like SummerSlam level. Definitely like top Premium Live event level. The stage looked great and the arena was great. It's the largest indoor arena in Europe. It should do. So it did look good. And overall, the crowd all very good. But now, let's get into the matches. Okay, the first match on the card started off with a full hour segment, by the way. Well, match and segment afterwards. It was Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. This match was pretty decent. The match was pretty decent, right? Nothing to complain about. One-on-one match, no real interferences. And in the end, Roman Reigns won. And he won pretty clean, to be honest with you. Yeah, decent match, but really, it was after the match, which, I weren't expecting, but afterwards, I realised, oh yeah, they're doing this. So basically, what happened was, Roman Reigns is winning, he's celebrating, he's got the shoes back, he's signing the shoes, throwing them in the crowd. Braun Breaker spears him right through the table, and it was just a pasting. He absolutely, Bronson Reed tsunamis him, and it was clear they're doing this because Roman Reigns is going to be out. Look, alright, he's filming some movies. It was expected. A bit of me thought, oh wait, is Roman Reigns going to, come back and help Jey Uso in the main event? But this was clear. It weren't that. It was a case of he's out. He's going to be out for a long time, and it's very unfortunate. Well, it happens, People have to do movies. He's not actually injured. And yeah, hopefully we'll still see him nearer to the end of the year, hopefully. But maybe it's Survivor Series. But yeah, Roman Reigns is out. He's going to be out for a bit. And I mean, if the feud carries on with Jey Uso, because Jey Uso entered as well, and he took a spear. To be honest, he took one spear, but I guess they're making it out like it was a big deal because he come out to the main event in the strap. But if they're going to carry on the feud, they might. I don't know. Maybe we want a new feud. Maybe. I don't know what is going on with that. But solid match. And yeah, I said Roman Reigns was going to win. Completely got it wrong. Although he didn't win the match, Bronson Reed, beat down Roman Reigns after. So I was kind of right, maybe a bit. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on now to the second match of the card. And that was the Wyatt Six versus the Street Profits for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team titles. Now, the crowd was great for the Wyatt Six entrance, The lights, everything. It looked like the whole show was fit just for that entrance. It was very good. It was a very good entrance, and yeah, the match itself was decent. We got sort of teases with the Street Profits maybe turning on each other, but it was too obvious. I knew it weren't going to happen now. Could it happen? Maybe, maybe. Um, I feel like Angelo Dawkins doesn't deserve to be left out of that, though. If they do, I feel like I want both of them to go on their separate paths, but and do well. But if it happens, if it doesn't, who knows? But the match was decent. The White Six retain, and yeah, I feel like they'll hold the tag team titles for a decent amount of time. To be honest with you, I can't see them dropping it anytime soon. Hopefully, we get a kind of fresh feud, a fresh feud, and yeah, maybe Solo Sikoa and his faction, they've just lost the United States title, or Solo did. So I feel like we're gonna get those two feuding, and that might be War Games, which I don't know. Do people like that? I don't know, but it seems decently likely that could end up being War Games. But good match. Let's move on. Okay, now Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the Intercontinental title. A bit of a low point on the show. I don't think the crowd were. Well, the crowd weren't up for Nikki Bella. I think that, it was a pro Becky Lynch crowd. And it was a decent match. It was alright. I think it went on for around 10 minutes. Of course, because of how long Roman Reigns took. So their match might have been cut off. I don't know if that's true or not. But, the show went on for a decent long time. For a non-big 4 PLE, it went on for a decent amount of time. But yeah, the match was okay. It was decent. Nothing really to complain about. And honestly, I think, this wasn't even the highlight of the night for Becky Lynch, of course. We will talk about that in a bit. But the match was decent. And now, Becky Lynch retained, of course. And now let's move on to this next match. Okay, now, Sheamus versus Rusev in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. And I said right before this was going to be a banger. Of course it was, man. It's Sheamus, it's Rusev. It's basically a Irish street fight, and it was going to be elite. Some crazy spots. One where they were on barrels, and, Sheamus picks him up. Boom, right through the table. That was good. Shillelagh, I think it's called, and Sheamus was banging Rusev with the shillelagh. But in the end, it was a surprising ending, actually. Rusev makes Sheamus tap out. He's got the shillelagh, and he puts his signature submission in. And the match is over, and he tapped. And I feel like, for what was a crazy match, I feel like it was a bit unfair to have Sheamus tap. I feel like he shouldn't have tapped. If anything, he just gone like unconscious and the ref call it. Actually, it's a no DQ match though, so you can only win by pinning submission. But yeah, it didn't feel right that it was in the end a tap out, but still a great match. And yeah, a big highlight of this show. But this next one, the crowd was booming. Okay, John Cena versus Logan Paul. This match was a decent one. It was very interesting, actually. Lot of pins, of course, and I don't know if people are happy about that, because it was like every time they did a pin, they did this chant. But I didn't mind it, and it was a good match, And what I liked most about this match was actually that loads of finishes were being used from like other people. Like, of course, Styles Clash used. Also, Baron Corbin's End of Days was used in that as well, which I found which was a bit weird. But Logan Paul was just no selling an end of days by kicking out. But yeah, loads of finishers were being used in that match, and it was a good match. It was. Of course, John Cena gets the win. He wins clean. But, Logan shows why he is still a great wrestler. And there's hate, but, he's just as good as any other of these guys. Maybe not top level, but he is a good wrestler. He's just got to expand the move set, but I feel like this match helped that a lot. Yeah, it was a great match, and the ending as well. I genuinely did think that Brock Lesnar was going to come in and attack John Cena. Of course, I feel like that's happening at WrestlePalooza, which makes sense. It is a bit weird though. They've just left it for a month. Brock Lesnar returned. They've just left it for a month. Of course, we've heard about it and stuff like that, but I did think he was going to attack. And to be honest with you, how the main event ended, I would have probably preferred if John Cena main evented and we just had Brock Lesnar attack John Cena. But I don't mind. And of course, maybe tonight, I'm filming this on Monday. Hopefully, it'll be out as well today. Tonight on Raw, we could see Brock Lesnar attack John Cena. It could happen. I don't know if John Cena's scheduled for this Raw, but I mean, he's in Paris. Maybe he will be. But yes. But now, let's move on to the main event. I was excited for this one. I was up for it. Some great entrances, of course, with the crowd. Jey Uso coming out. CM Punk's theme song, LA Knight, and Seth Rollins. And the match was decent. It had some fun moments. It was a bit shorter than I was expecting. But yeah, I feel like, all superstars did great. Jey Uso did great. There was a whole narrative in the night with Jey Uso, and I genuinely thought at one point that Jey Uso was going to win, just because, you had, him getting attacked by Braun Breaker, and then you had an interview with, not an interview, but a moment with Adam Pearce saying, "Nah, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to win the World Heavyweight Championship." I thought, could we actually see Jey Uso win, the underdog story tonight? He didn't get pinned though, which is, I'm glad of that. But he didn't win. As well as thinking Roman Reigns, cost Seth Rollins the match, but he didn't. And to be honest, it's the right decision. In the moment, I might have wanted Jey Uso to win, but the right decision is for Seth Rollins to keep the title. And how do you do that? Well, LA Knight out. He went through a table. Then he got stomped. Jey Uso got stomped. Then it's CM Punk. But CM Punk reverses the stomp, hits a go to sleep, and he's about to hit another one. And then low blow, mystery person, the fourth member, right? Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed not there for it. Who is it? It's none other than Becky Lynch, which I was kind of surprised, but I also wasn't. Of course, husband and wife. I don't know. Was it? It's interesting. I mean, she's in the Vision now. That'll be interesting. I mean, she's got the IC title. I'm guessing that Nikki Bella feud is done. But really, what everyone's saying after this is AJ Lee going to return. And potentially, when we get that tag team match at WrestlePalooza, potentially. But I don't know, man. I mean, it seems likely. I almost felt like she was going to come out that night and attack, but obviously, no. And to be fair, though, I'm not going to complain about the ending, right? I'm not going to complain. I saw a lot of things on Twitter saying, "Oh, there's some big names backstage tonight," and of course, I feel like with every single PLE, everyone's like, "Oh, is The Rock going to return? Is The Rock going to return?" The internet wrestling community hates The Rock but they also all want him to return. So I don't know. He will return eventually. I'm guessing for that final John Cena match. But I feel it was a decent ending. It was a decent ending. The show was great. And Becky Lynch with Seth Rollins is going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. CM Punk, you know, he's been beat by Seth Rollins, and it looks like they are going to fight in some sort of way, whether it is that mixed match tag team match or just 1-on-1. But I feel like that'll be, you know, it's overdone. But we'll see. We'll see. It's only in 3 weeks. It's not far away. We will see. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed Clash in Paris, whether you were watching it or if you were there. If you were there, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a guarantee that you enjoyed it. It looked like a great crowd, great event. And yeah, solid event. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. You know, it weren't crazy, but it did everything it needed to do. And overall, it was a good show. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. You know, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.